How we doing, folks? This is Phillip Lyde, Team Lyde, Live Your Dreams Every Day. And I'm actually going to be brief, very brief, because this is actually probably the third time that I'm doing this video. And let me just say this. These are the 6 shortcuts to position your product, service, or even business opportunity to your prospects, okay? Let me go into this. If you're not clear on your vision, as well as who you want to market to, which is your niche, then none of this stuff is going to apply to you. Okay, you have to get to that step first in order to then transition into this here. All right, so if you haven't done that, again, go back on how to develop a rapport, how to actually develop your presentations, get clarity. There are a number of different videos that you could check out that I either myself or someone else has done, and I would encourage you to do that right now. Now, once you've done that, I'm glad you're back. Once you've done that, what you need to do is get into these 6 principles to understand how you can formulate your presentation to better position yourself not only as a leader, but as a success story of your own. Because far too many people in this industry have been have been contingent upon their success being someone else's story. They've used their sponsors or their upline or cross-line story so long that they failed to get the results to create their own testimony and story. And this is what I want to help you do and overcome, all right? Especially in the least amount of time as possible. With that being said, let me go into it. Now, the first thing you want to understand is reciprocity. People feel that they will owe you or return the favor by paying it forward if you provide something of value. This whole thing is based off of providing value to your niche. Okay? The value that you provide, that could be tips, that could be strategies, that could be giving them free or low cost information for that matter. You could even give out products that they could try or test drive or discount, whatever the case may be. That's based off of your plan of action. But reciprocity means your prospects feel that they owe you some type of favor if you do a favor for them. And remember, you have to take into account that all, if not 9 out of 10 of your prospects, unless they're just insightful enough to become pioneers, they're always going to be tuned into this frequency. Okay? We FM, what's in it for me? Position your product, service, or business opportunity in that manner, and you share value with them, and in turn, they will pay it forward. Okay? Number 2, authority. Authority is going to, let me just keep it simple. My formal education consists of a bachelor's degree in English, 2 masters of business administration, 1 in marketing, 1 in management, as well as 2 masters of education, 1 in secondary education, as well as 1 in special education. So I'm an authority based off of research, based off of doing observational hours in the field. Okay? I'm an authority within my particular field. In business, I can show you also how to do things in terms of developing rapport, your posture. I'm doing videos such as this to show you simple strategies that you can take with you to get over that hump of frustration. Now, authority. If I came in a lab coat, stethoscope, and I told you that you had to eat an apple a day, you might see me as a credible leader because of the fact that I look like a doctor. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's because I'm an actor that makes it so convincing. But either way, in authority, make yourself that expert, the authority, regardless of how long you've been in your particular business. If you just signed up just now, you are now the expert, which gives you credibility over somebody that you're trying to get to join your team, that you're trying to recruit. All right? Next thing, scarcity. The fear of loss is another very important factor. If they cannot get it discounted, or they cannot get this particular value within this time frame, or they can't get this particular value through you as the leader, then they're leaving money on the table oftentimes, or they're missing out on something very important that's going to help them get from point A to point B in their level of success. I would definitely, before I move on, I would definitely encourage you all to continue to increase your education, to increase your skill set by any means necessary, which means Your company is only responsible for giving you the basics on how to promote their product, services, or ideas. But it is up to you to sell yourself the best way you know how. And that is getting the tools, the resources, and the education. I definitely have some things. There's probably volumes of information out there that you can gather, probably for low cost to even free for that matter. But you get what you pay for, okay? And if you consider yourself a leader in this industry, you definitely want to be that person that has his pulse to the streets. You know what I mean? You definitely want to be in a position that at all times you are constantly developing yourself. This is a personal development industry, and I can't stress that enough. That'll be saved for another video. Now, the fear of loss is something that people consider very important because it gets them to make decisions quickly. Okay, make a decision and take massive action. That's what you got to do. You need to do it not now, but right now. Okay, for this week only, I'm discounting this particular information, skill set, product, service, shiny shoes, whatever the case may be. And if you miss out, you miss out. Okay, now this will be the only time that I offer that. Those are all examples of the fear of loss. People make buying decisions for one or two reasons: to enhance a pleasure or to alleviate a pain. This is where you position your product, service, or business opportunity. Moving on, likability. Nobody wants to be the first to do something, nor do they want to be the last. Everybody wants to be socially accepted as being part of that movement, part of that idea, part of that era. This is why celebrity endorsements are so huge in advertising. If that person drinks a particular brand of soda, or if that particular person wears a particular shoe, chances are profits and results and success will ensue because of the fact that that person is likable. They have that likable feature. If you're not a celebrity, internet, or, you know. All
right, this is what I'm going to get back into. You can still position yourself as a credible authority based off of your products, services, or ideas because of your animation, the way you express your thoughts and your emotion behind the product that you're serving. And what you're doing is, at the long run, you're selling yourself. Okay. Now, the last two features are this: you have consistency, and think of the worst song that you can hear right now in your head, and think about how many times it's played throughout the day. Those daily actions that you take on a consistent basis is what's going to give people that credibility in saying that, well, Phil, he does what he says and he says what he does. He blogs every day. He does videos. He actually approaches people. He prospects. He recruits. And I want to be a part of that, because if I'm going to be a part of his team as a leader, he's only going to do those things in which he requires me to do. Nobody should be trying to tell you as a leader to do something that you are not. You should not be telling your prospects or leads or people on your team things that you yourself would not even do. Moving along. And the last thing that we want to talk about is consensus. Now, these are all interconnected. All of these things are codependent upon one another. But with consensus particularly, what you want to be mindful of is the fact that with the consensus is when you start seeing more testimonies, when you start seeing small results, when you start seeing proof that the system itself works and is successful, then hopefully, you know, you'll achieve some modicum of success yourself based off of knowing that by applying those systems in place that are already there by your generic company, or even improving your skill set through continuous education, that you too will become the credible teacher and, you know, authority that you need to be online. With that being said, this is Phillip Lyde, and I know the editing on this is a little bit different. Excuse me. But I wanted to just go back over those 6 shortcuts that you can do to position your product, service, or even business opportunity and become the success that you are destined to be. This is Phillip Lyde. Live your dreams every day. Peace.